Hey filthy animals, welcome back to the Benny and Jacob Show. On today's episode, Jacob takes his V6 Supercharged Firebird drag racing and nothing bad happens.
I think we got different perspectives on bad there, Benny.
Let's cut to the live action. Hey gang, before we get into the video too much, just want to give everybody a heads up where Jacob was prior to that night's run. So back in Indiana right now, obviously quite a bit cooler. However, prior to that night, his best run was a 14.25, I think. He's definitely in the quest for the 13s, that's what we're hoping for, but you know, it's going to take a little bit of ways to get there. Doesn't quite make it that night. The DA was absolutely terrible. Humidity was in the air really rough, and one of them, you know, we got a rear-facing shot of the track and of the run. First off, the blower sounds great. Second off, you could just see condensation all over the T-tops. So I'll give you an idea. I think we were like at Orlando Speed World in Florida. The DA that night was like 1,600 feet, so pretty bad. Second off, he knows, we all know, need to get a better launch off, right? Definitely bogging. Need to find that sweet spot between spinning and slipping the clutch real rough. So I think he could actually afford to spin the tires a bit more, high RPM launch. I mean, he has the mile per hour. He's over 103 miles per hour, I think, in a few of these runs. So should be able to get into that 13-second range if he gets a good night. What do you think, man? 14-1. I mean, got there. Gotta go for it. Get on up there, man. Let me see that ticket. Oh, look what we have here. Come back from drag racing last night. Get a little... Tried to pray it was an exhaust leak. That's my go-to if I hear anything ticking, tapping, or knocking. Oh, it's probably just exhaust leak.
Yeah.
In fact, what do we got? Lifter carnage?
Yeah, we had the intake lifter on cylinder 1 get stuck. So.
Oh, just collapsed? Stuck down, or?
Yeah, it had something stuck in it, and the spring wasn't letting the plunger return up.
Okay.
So went through, pulled it all apart, cleaned it all. I cleaned every lifter at this point. Need to go get some 1030, soak them up, and then they should be ready to drop back in. But
while we're here, let's see how it fits in. I mean, you can see the 6-cylinder tucks in nicely. One thing we really discovered last night while taking a look at this is you could almost count an F-body as a mid-engine car. If you take a look where the block is versus the center line of the wheels, I think almost the whole cylinder block is behind the front wheels. So, is it a mid-engine? No, but it's fun to think so, right? I mean, it's close enough.
yeah.
And then while we have this apart, we can take a little bit closer look of the welded coolant return.
Yeah, it's not pretty, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
We're not worried about pretty. This is, what do they say?
Functionality.
It's good enough for the girls we date. Nice elbow coming around the back, a little bit of clearance. And then you can see the interior of the rotor spinning. Enough to feed. And this, what's this, our bypass?
Yeah, that's our base bypass valve.
Excellent.
Occasionally you can hear it when you're driving, when you really like get on and just let the throttle completely off. You can hear it just.
And then finally, for a lot of people that really want to see how that blower fits on the engine, here's a little bit of time-lapse footage of us putting everything back together after he had spent the day tearing it apart and cleaning out the lifters where we heard that tap. Just means we got to come back next time, get that 13, I guess.
We got to. I'm gonna have to practice launching a little bit.
Until next time, stay safe.
Show me your tail.